How we doing, family? Heavenly rising. Good afternoon, good night to the beautiful entity watching this video. It's your boy Divine Messenger. I'm back with another message. I understand we are on the beach right now. You know, we got the views going on. We got a bunch of peace. We got prosperity, abundance. You know, we got heavenly insight, of course. And, you know, we got videos lined up, man, for today, tomorrow, next day, next week, next month, whatever the case may be, man. But as we can see right now, we just in heaven, just with family, spending family time right now. We were just driving through Paradise Island on in the Bahamas and all that, on Atlantis as well. But this video, man, we're talking about like emotions, basically, and how our emotional field is like, it harvests our energy, which is why we have to mind how we are being emotional in this emotional ass world, because a lot of times people don't understand that their emotions can weigh, they can put a chokehold on them. So it's like, if you're waking up angry, that's because something that you didn't do yesterday, something that you did do, or something that happened to you yesterday or the day of, is causing you to be angry. And there's nothing wrong with being emotional or come to terms with your emotions. But if you let your emotions get the best of you, if you let them like stop you from growing up, stop you from actually being one in that present moment, that current situation, then obviously currently you're not going to really be able to be conscious of a decision. So anger and like being mad, being spiteful, being envious, these things can knock you out the game, knock you out the server of life. Which is why, like, whenever you're going through life as well, there are people who are just not gonna fuck with you just because you are unproblematic, you just don't care, you're nonchalant to a lot of things, but you still love life. And there are some people who, they hate how you love life, they hate how productive you are, they hate how fortunate you are, they hate how blissful you are, they hate how the creator, where'd my brother just go? Looking for my brother. But they hate how fortunate you are in this world, because they're not as fortunate as you, or they can't seem to unlock things in their life like you can. So they'll hate on you, they'll be spiteful of you, they'll talk bad about you behind your back. And it's like, whenever you're around them, they'll get emotional, they'll always get quiet, because they know that you know them for who they are. So even when they talk, it's like you can expose their insecurities, you can expose how they feel about themselves. And that's what a lot of people don't like. A lot of people don't like to be exposed for what they're really doing behind closed doors. And a lot of people only want to be around you just to learn what you learn, how you live, which is why you have to be careful. People like this too, people who are envious in your circle, people who are envious around you, just in family, friends, life in general. You have to be able to mind your emotions. You cannot let these things get you mad or get you out of character, because I just feel like too, coming to terms with emotions is a human nature. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you let your emotions overshadow like common sense, then logically you're not going to be able to see through their facade. So by you being sad at what they did to you, or being like down in the dumps because they treat you a certain way, or these things happen in a certain way, it's just like, that's not your fault. But it's your fault if you let these emotions deter or determine who you are supposed to be in their eyes. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter who you are in their eyes, because they'll always have something to say about you no matter what. They always have something to say about God or Yeshua or Jesus when he was walking this dimension. On top of that, he's walking this dimension right now. So no matter what, we are living in the perception of Yeshua and Jesus as well. Meaning that no matter what, when you are awakening on this Christ consciousness, there is no such thing as people hating on you, or people being envious of you, people wanting to slander your name when you're not there, people want to talk bad about you, your family, people want to kill you. Like, these things don't exist to the Almighty Creator, because they're just talking bad about themselves through you, and they want you to feel the way they feel, because they hate how unproductive they are to their life. They hate how unfortunate they are because they weren't fortunate enough in their past life, and because they weren't fortunate enough, they let their emotions hinder them from growing up or being able to see beyond the veil of their own growing from within. People can't grow within because they're always going without to grow without themselves, by going within themselves to figure out who they are. And emotions are not necessarily a bad thing, especially coming to terms with them, but you have to always be sure that no matter what, when you are in every experience, you enjoy the experience, and you always make sure like you stay happy, you stay positive, you stay peaceful, you stay at a balanced equilibrium, because if not, somebody's gonna really sit there and determine how they want you to feel about a certain situation, which isn't how life is supposed to be. Like, you should want to just sit there and enjoy every experience, like, without feeling emotional about it. Like, being at peace is feeling every emotion all into one. I bet. It's like feeling every emotion into one. That's literally why mastering peace is the most important thing in this dimension, because once you're at peace, it's like some stupid shit happen with like your family or something like that. It's like, okay, you know what? I can't do shit about that. So I'm not gonna let that get me mad. I ain't gonna let that, like, I ain't gonna sit there and sulk, or I'm not gonna sigh, I'm not gonna breathe loud because I got an attitude or something like that. Like, nah. Let people do what they do. Let people feel the way they feel about you and themselves as well, including like strangers, because strangers are the most people, those are the people right there who really don't give a fuck about you, because they will do anything to make sure that you don't see them for who, once again, who they are. Because who are these people? Exactly. They don't even know them themselves. So if strangers don't know who they are, why do you care about what they have to say about you? It's like, why? It's like you're making yourself, you want to feel these feelings so that you can feel something. But it's like, by you trying to feel something, you're literally just hurting yourself in the process. You're hurting yourself in the process by even trying to feel mad because they said something about you, or because people are talking bad about you. And the thing is too, when chosen ones are actually called into this dimension to actually live a life that they've been prophesied to live in, you can't get upset that the Almighty programs you to be a chosen one, programs you to be a certain frequency that people can't comprehend. That's literally not up to you. That's not your fault. I'm by the rocks right now, just kicking it. But you feel me? Like, you really got to understand that no matter what, the life that you are choosing to live in, the perception that you're living in, is an example of how you feel about yourself. And it's like a mental thing, it's a spiritual thing. So spiritually, you have to be able to really understand, like, people are literally just projecting from a higher projection. So it's like we all have the same type of consciousness, meaning that we all can conquer anything in our mind. But if you hang around people who can't conquer shit, who can't even conquer their emotions, they're literally just going to harvest your emotions from you, and you will not be able to see that because you are too blind by titles. It's like a sister, a brother, a mom, or a dad. What is a mom or dad to God when Almighty God is your mom and your dad? What is a brother and sister when Almighty God is your brother and sister? We are all the reflection of each other. So what is a mom? What is a parent? What is an uncle? What is an aunt? What is water? What is that? We get these things titles because of attachment, and we have to detach from this whole simulation. So like, everything that you're seeing right now is a perception of what I already dreamed about. So it's like you're literally just watching a dream through a video. That's how powerful the ego is. Meaning that no matter what, you have to actually believe what you say and know that whenever, like, if somebody gets T-boned in traffic, you pick and choose how you're supposed to feel in that moment. So you can be sad, you can be upset, you can cry. Shit, you may even cuss the world out because somebody fucked up your knee or your arm, your leg. It's like you can go through so much shit in that car accident. But once you sit there and think to yourself, you know what, this was meant to happen, it's not my fault, because don't forget, this person T-boned you. So think about the good in this situation. There's always good in bad situations. And it's not a bad situation, but it's just bad timing and divine order. It's bad timing and divine order. And that's not your fault, because bad timing decided to do what it does. Literally, like, there's no even boundary when it comes down to like like what duality wants to do, because even though duality is even, it still doesn't want to be even with itself. And it does, and it chooses what it wants to do. So at that moment, you pick and choose how you're supposed to feel. Okay, I got T-boned today, man. You know what? I ain't gonna let that shit get me mad with my family, because when I get home, my wife and kids are there. So, you know, I'm gonna say I love them, how they doing. Like, they don't even gotta worry about my struggles, because my struggles will be their struggles. And they shouldn't have to struggle through my emotions. I have to, especially as a man, we have to come to terms with our emotions. We have to be one with our emotions and tell ourselves, like, you know what? It does get better. It always gets better, because why? I allow it to get better for myself. And that's the best way to be better in this world. So anything that you're going through, like, if you are injured, if you're sick, you're traumatized, it's always going to be better. And it's like, it sounds cliche to say, but it's like you have to always believe that you are better, because if not, then your ego will allow itself to be in its own betterment, and that can literally keep you sick and programmed to its sickness. And the ego is full of sickness, then how sick will you really be? Meaning that you will literally die off on an early standpoint, because you're not taking care of yourself, and you're too busy hating on somebody else's life, and you're too envious on somebody else's life, that you're too emotional to see what you're crying through, to see what you're getting mad about. Just because somebody's living a life that you can't live right now, that's the problem right there. You believe that watching somebody live their life is them living life. No, that doesn't mean that they're actually happy behind that camera or they're actually happy in real life. It doesn't mean that they're actually living life, but they're living life through their own illusion. So it's like they pick and choose when to be delusional about their own illusion. And you have to as well. You have to stop letting this fake facade get you mad or get you out of character. Always find peace. Always go within when you know that your emotions will get the best out of you, because anger can get you killed. Being happy can get you killed. Obviously, being sad can get you killed. There's so many things that can get you killed. You have to really be careful. And the thing is, too, I'm not saying don't come to terms with your emotions. That's not realistic. Obviously, be one with your emotions. Always make sure that, too, when you come to terms with your emotions, you be sure to give them validation, because your feelings are validated. So don't be a robot. Don't be programmed. Somebody tells you stop crying, my nigga, you can cry however long you want. Somebody says stop getting mad. Be mad whenever you want. Be angry. It's okay to be happy, sad, mad, all that shit. Depressed. It don't even matter. So, end of the day, man, I just wanted to drop some gems for y'all. I just want to get my mind out, get my thoughts out, get this work in, of course, before I go back on this little boat. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all so much. Have a great, wonderful day. I'm gone.